Hello, my name is Kiriath, and today we're going to take a look at the Renegade Chapters and Fallen Focus, the latest Vigilus Ablaze preview, go along with this massive Chaos Space Marine and Vigilus release, and apparently this one is way more interesting than the Legion stuff so far, so I'm looking forward to this one. I've not looked at it yet, but I've been reliably informed that there's some fun stuff in here, so let's have a look at what we have got. So up until this point, the Renegade stuff has all fallen under a single trait, so there's been like a Renegade trait. I can't remember exactly what it is, but it's been separated out by the look of things. So, let's have a look. Renegade traits. Oh, minor correction from a previous video. This chap in the sort of streaky skin type pink, I don't really know what to describe that colour as, to be honest. I thought might be Flawless Host. I was incorrect. It's the Scourge. As soon as someone pointed out in the comments, I was like, oh yeah, of course. I even said Flawless Host have got like the purple on the greaves and on part of the armour. The Scourge have got that quality, like streaky, runny goodness that comes down from the like the crevices in the armour. Streaky, runny goodness from the crevices. Oh dear, it's getting Slanesh again. Anyway, let's go down and have a look. So, Renegade traits. As you probably know when choosing a Chaos Space Marine army, you can choose for everyone in the army to have a Legion keyword, which allows them to benefit from distinct and powerful new abilities. Now, instead of the Renegade Chapters trait from the Codex, you can pick from one of 6 Renegade traits. I already just like the fact that that's been expanded on, because not all Renegades behave the same way, and they don't all have the same approach to warfare, so actually just even having 2 different traits would have been nice. Having 6 individual ones I already really like without even seeing them. So each is designed around the unique methods of war pioneered by the respective Renegade chapter it represents. Take the Crimson Slaughter, which we will. Let's have a look at the Crimson Slaughter right now. A moment's peace. For the Crimson Slaughter, the maddening cries of tormented spirits can only be satiated by the spilling of blood. Metal as fuck. If a unit with this trait destroys an enemy unit, roll a d6. On a 5+, you gain 1 command point. In addition, that unit automatically passes morale tests until the end of the turn. I quite like that. That's kind of it's a weird interpretation of kind of actually having a moment's peace, but mechanically I quite like it. That's quite fun, and the fact that there is a consistent effect in that, the unit automatically passes morale test until the end of the turn, on top of the chance to regain a command point, I like that. That's a fun one. That's fun. Okay, Red Corsairs. Raiders from the Maelstrom. The Red Corsairs are consummate raiders with vast resources at their disposal. When they emerge from the warp, they strike fast with overwhelming force to achieve their objectives before the enemy can respond. Units with this trait can advance and charge in the same turn. In addition, if a detachment contains 3 or more units with this trait, that detachment's command benefits are increased by 1 command point. That detachment's command benefits are increased by 3 command points instead if it contains 3 or more units of Chaos Space Marines with this trait. Okay, cool. Again, that feels like more interesting than the Iron Warriors one for a start, to be honest, which is a little bit not demoralizing, but it's like I do like that more. I mean, advancing and charging the same turn, obviously that's nothing to do with Iron Warriors, but there is it feels slightly more. It feels more Red Corsairs than the Iron Warriors trait feels Iron Warriors, if that makes sense, and it objectively feels more useful. I'm using that as the baseline because that is the most kind of boring and not exciting one we've had so far. But yeah, and I mean, increasing command point by 1, increasing command points by 3 if you can 3 more units of Chaos Space Marines. That's I take that. That's not bad. Okay, these traits are thematic, fun and powerful, allowing you to better represent your favourite army from the lore on the tabletop and opening up new army builds you might not have tried before. As well as Red Corsairs and the Crimson Slaughter, you'll find Renegade traits for the Purge, Flawless Host, Brazen Beast and the Scourged. Scourged. Pronunciation, never been my strong point, has it, let's be honest. Okay, let's have a look at some stratagems. Each Renegade chapter also has their own stratagem, offering you more tactical depth and more ways to unleash mayhem. The Purge, for example, are notorious for a contemptuous attitude towards life, even by the standards of Chaos Space Marines, represented in-game by a stratagem that lets them shoot into combat. Nice. Yeah, the Purge are mental. If I remember correctly, the Purge are the ones that just are out to literally eliminate all life, full stop. Not just some life, Not just Imperium or Xenos, just everyone. Just everyone must die. Pretty hardcore. Okay, so 1 command point, all life is worthless. That says it already, doesn't it? Purge stratagem, when all life must be obliterated, hitting one's own allies is not a concern. I already like this. I'm already all in on this one. Use this stratagem in your shooting phase. Pick a purge unit from your army that is not within 1 inch of enemy models. That unit can target enemy units that are within 1 inch of friendly units until the end of the phase, but each time you roll an unmodified hit roll of 1 for such an attack, resolve that attack against a friendly unit, your choice, within 1 inch of the target unit instead. I genuinely love that. That's fantastic. That's so good for the purge. That's so good. Just willfully firing into your own troops because, I mean, everyone's got to go. That's quality. I like that a lot. That's just fun. That's fun to me. That is just straight up fun. Oh, that's cool. Nice. Right, okay. The sinister, precognizant skills of the Scourge, meanwhile, are represented by a stratagem that lets them intercept pesky reinforcements with a devastating fusillade of fire. So 2 command points, Prescience, which is a Scourge stratagem. Tzeentch has gifted the Scourge with a measure of foresight, allowing them to read the enemy's signals and know exactly where they will strike. Use this stratagem after your opponent sets up a unit that is arriving on the battlefield as reinforcements. Pick a Scourge infantry unit from your army that is within 12 inches of that unit. Your unit can immediately shoot at that enemy unit as if it were your shooting phase. Oh, it's so Tzeentchy. It's so Tzeentchy. I like it. That's fun. Those two, Prescience and All Life is Worthless, both of those I really like. They're so fluffy for those units. They work so well. That's really good. I mean, I would argue that being able to just immediately shoot at someone as if it's your shooting phase is not bad. It suits them so well. Nice work on both of those, yeah. Ooh. Okay. Warlord traits. So, new rules for Renegade Chapters give you yet more options when customizing your Chaos characters with a swathe of Warlord traits. The Brazen Beast Corn-Given Might is represented by a Warlord trait that gives them an extra 2 strength and attacks every time they slay a character. Grab a Demon Prince, hunt a couple of enemy heroes, and you'll be nigh on unstoppable. Okay, so Brazen Beast get Carve the Runes. This Warlord seeks Khorne's bloody blessing by dedicating each kill worthy to his name. Each time your Warlord slays an enemy character, add 2 to your Warlord strength and attacks characteristics until the end of the battle. Okay, that would be quite fun if you managed to pull that off. And there are a good number of characters on the enemy force. That would be a fun thing to play with. Yeah, I like that. Okay. And, more the Scourged. What is wrong with me today? I cannot talk at all. It's really bad. Looking for something more cunning. Warlords hailing from the Scourge can shut down enemies by forcing them to fight at the end of the fight phase, after your own troops have had a chance to soften them up. Okay. So they get Shattering Truth. Voicing just one of the many lies whispered to him, the Warlord stops the enemy in their tracks, taking advantage of their hesitation. At the start of each fight phase, you can pick an enemy unit within 3 inches of your Warlord. That unit cannot be picked to fight with in the fight phase until all other units able to fight have done so. If the target unit has an ability that allows it to fight first in the fight phase, it instead fights as if it didn't have that ability. If both players have units that cannot fight until all of the units have done so, then alternate picking which of those units to fight with, starting with the player whose turn is taking place. Gets a little bit long-winded there. There's a little bit of of clarification and the like that goes on towards the end of that one, but again, that's very Tzeentch. I like that a lot. That's good fun. These just feel more fun than what we've seen for the Legion ones so far, which is both good and a little bit disappointing. I do like the fact, though, that they are putting more emphasis on the Renegades, that we are getting more choice for the Renegades, that it's not represented by a single trait, by like a single anything. It's actually been expanded on. There's more options as a whole as a result of it. I do like that. But yeah, this feels way more fun than both of the... I say both. We've had Black Legion as well. But yeah, this feels like on a slightly different level of interesting and enjoyable. So, artifacts. Lastly, each Renegade chapter gets their own artifact, allowing you to further customize your Chaos Lord, Sorceress, Master Possession, and so on and so forth. So, the Flawless Host's Flawless Cloak. These guys sure hate flaws. Yeah, I'm not going to lie. Calling calling an artifact for the Flawless Host the Flawless Cloak feels somewhat lazy, to be honest with you. You could have picked, I don't know, I mean, there's got to be, you could have called it, there's got to be something, the Perfect Mantle or something, I don't know. Don't just stick the word flawless in it. They're already called flawed. Jesus Christ. It's getting very Wolflord on wolf with wolf claws around here. So, the Flawless Cloak, which only applies to the Flawless Host. The fabric of this cloak reknits when damaged and never stains or fades with age. The wearer appears as the embodiment of perfection. Nice. Flawless Host model only, of course. Add 1 to the bearer's attacks characteristic. In addition, increase the range of the bearer's aura abilities by 3 inches. Okay, I mean, I like that, don't get me wrong, but the description of it seems to be nothing to do with what it actually does, which is weird, because by and large the descriptions are at least somewhat descriptive of what the thing does. They appear as the embodiment of perfection, which means they can attack more often. Not a bad item. Item's fine, just a weird discrepancy between what it looks like and what it actually does. And don't call it the Flawless Cloak. God damn. If you prefer to lead from the back, the Red Corsair's Maelstrom's Bite is ideal. Crits on a Chaos Lord and you'll be able to support units of Havoc's Obliterators and Chaos Predators with deadly fusillades of infantry shredding firepower. Okay, so they get Maelstrom's Bite. Fashioned by Huron's army of weaponsmiths, this weapon represents the pinnacle in blending Imperial weaponry with the energies of the Imperium. Of the Immaterium, sorry. The Imperial weaponry, the energies of the Imperium. That's a bit of a complete waste of words, isn't it? Red Corsair's model with Combi Melter only. Maelstrom's Bite replaces the model's Combi Melter and has the following profile. So, when attacking with this weapon, choose one or both of the profiles below. If you choose both, subtract 1 from all hit rolls made for this weapon. So it's either Bolt Gun, 24 inches, Rapid Fire 3, Strength 4, AP minus 1, damage 2, or Melter Gun, 12 inches, Assault 1, Strength 9, AP minus 4, and D6 damage. And the abilities, when using the Melter Gun profile, if the target is within half range of this weapon, roll 2 dice when inflicting damage with it and discard the lowest result. Nice, fun, cool. Okay, oh yeah, there's more. The Fallen. There's actually more Fallen stuff. Oh my god. So, hang on, let's have a quick gander, see if there's anything interesting that jumps out of us here. No, I'm not seeing anything that's like flying out as fancy and new in this picture. I'm desperately looking, but I can't. Yeah, it was worth a look. Always worth a look. So, Vigilus Ablaze includes loads of content for fans of The Fallen 2, as well as taking a pivotal role in the plot of the story on Vigilus. They can also be fielded with a Fallen Angel Specialist attachment. This Specialist attachment lets you give Chaos Sorcerers and Rhinos the Fallen keyword, adding yet more flexibility to these mysterious warriors. Oh, okay. This Specialist attachment is fantastic for messing with your foe's command points, preventing them from generating new ones mid-game, representing Cypher's disruptive effects on the battlefield. Okay, so, Agent of Discord. Cypher's disruptive influence and unpredictable actions are the bane of any sane commander. The effect is amplified by the presence of large numbers of his fellow Fallen. Enemy units within 12 inches of Cypher cannot use any abilities, Warlord traits, or relics that allow them to gain, return, or refund command points. Fun. The range of this ability is increased to 18 inches, while there are 10 or more friendly Fallen Angels models within 12 inches of Cypher. The range of this ability is instead increased to 24 inches, while there are 20 or more other friendly Fallen Angels models within 12 inches of Cypher. Very cunning and disruptive. Nice. I do like that. That's kind of fun. Okay, what's more Fallen in this attachment are particularly hard to hit thanks to an invaluable stratagem. Ooh, invaluable. Without a trace, 1 command point, Fallen stratagem. Having hidden from the Unforgiven for millennia, the Fallen are adept at passing unseen. Use this stratagem at the start of the enemy shooting phase. Pick a Fallen Angels unit from your army that is entirely on or within any terrain feature. Subtract 1 from hit rolls for attacks that target that unit until the end of the phase. Okay, cool. I quite like that. That's nice and, yeah, again, nice and thematic. Let's any nice little tidbits at the end here. Whether you use something allies to a wider chaos force, Fallen is effective battles are inscrutable. Which we'd highly recommend grabbing Huron Blackheart. I'm gonna say no to that one, just because Huron Blackheart is looking real old right now. He's looking real real dated. I personally would not recommend picking up Huron Blackheart. I'd suggest perhaps converting your own, but he's not aging that well. Anyway, that was the Renegades and Fallen preview. Some nice fun stuff in there, some nice theme stuff, some nice interesting stuff. Definitely, I mean, it's definitely like tickled me more than the Legion ones so far. There's been some really cool, like, new things in there, which I think so far I've been lacking a bit with these previews, but yeah, I like pretty much everything I saw in there. There's some nice stuff. Let me know what you think of all that lot in the comments down below. In the meantime, feel free to click all over Huron Blackheart's face, video, Patreon, subscribe, all that stuff. Click it if you like, don't click if you don't want to, and I will see you for the next one. Toodaloo.